The moment you hear this, something in you starts to shift, like a door you didn't even know existed suddenly unlocking from the inside. And before anything else continues, take 1 second and tap the like button and type, "I receive," in the comments, because this message is not entertainment, it is alignment. Your engagement is not just supporting the channel, it is a declaration to the universe that you're ready for the change unfolding for you. As you do that, something begins to break open in your atmosphere. Something that has been trapped for years finally starts to move, and you'll feel it as the words continue, because what's coming is not just a blessing, it's a relocation of your entire destiny. You've been feeling it quietly, like footsteps behind you, like a pressure building in the invisible world around you. Something has been trying to make its way into your life, something too big to enter through your old environment. That's why the walls felt small, why the ceiling above you felt lower, why the air in your own home felt different. Nothing was wrong with you, your spirit simply outgrew the space you were living in. That's the first sign before a major relocation. The soul becomes larger than the room that holds it. For months, you've had moments where you stood in your living room or your bedroom and felt a strange tiredness, a quiet frustration you couldn't explain. It wasn't depression. It was spiritual suffocation. The universe had already prepared a bigger place for you, and your spirit was trying to run ahead of your body. This is the same sensation people feel days before their lives change forever. When Tyler Perry was living inside his car, he said he felt something pushing him, not pushing him down, but pushing him out of that space, out of that version of himself. He didn't know he was weeks away from the opportunity that would open his entire empire. You've been walking around with the same pressure, the same invisible hand on your back. And if you've been feeling a pull to rearrange your room, clean out old things, declutter, move furniture without knowing why, that wasn't random. Energy always prepares the environment before elevation. Even ancient kings understood this. Before a king was moved into a new palace, the old garments, old rooms, old scents, and old items were stripped away. Only then could a new crown be placed. When Joseph was taken out of prison and brought into the palace of Pharaoh, the scriptures say he shaved, changed his clothes, and left the old behind. You've been shedding old versions of yourself without realizing it. You've been feeling isolated too. People you once talked to every day suddenly started drifting away. Some became quiet, some became cold, some even became irritated by your presence for no reason. But spiritually, this is what always happens before a major upgrade. Your circle gets uncomfortable because your spirit is growing in silence. Even Jesus experienced that. The moment his time drew near, people who walked with him couldn't understand him anymore. They grew distant. Confused, threatened. You've been living that same pattern, and the timing is not a coincidence. Tap the like button now, because this is where your alignment intensifies. The more you engage, the clearer your path becomes, and the more your spirit picks up what is being released in this message. The algorithm becomes a spiritual tool in your favor, pushing what belongs to you into your hands. You've always known you were meant for something bigger. Even as a child, you dreamed bigger, thought deeper, felt differently than those around you. You wanted more not out of greed, but out of destiny. You would walk around certain neighborhoods and feel something pulling you, like your soul was whispering, "This is where you belong." You would see beautiful homes and imagine yourself inside them, not as a fantasy, but as if your spirit was remembering something it had already seen in the future. There's a historical pattern happening in you right now. Every great figure in history had a moment when their life outgrew their location. Nelson Mandela said he felt a strange peace the day he stepped out of prison. That peace was destiny expanding beyond the walls that once held him. You're standing in that same spiritual doorway. And you've noticed the signs. Your sleep has changed. Either you're sleeping more deeply than before, or you're waking up in the middle of the night with your mind racing. Not with fear, but with energy. That's the sign of spiritual relocation. Whenever God is about to move someone into a new season, he disrupts their sleep pattern first. It happened to the prophets. It happened to people right before major breakthroughs. Even athletes before a championship say they wake up with a sense that something huge is coming. You've been seeing things break unexpectedly, not big things, small things, a cup slipping from your hand, a light bulb blowing out, objects falling for no reason. These are spiritual metaphors. The old container cannot carry your new blessing. The frequency of your life is rising too fast for the things around you. Don't fear it. Don't overthink it. It means your atmosphere is rearranging itself. You've also noticed your intuition sharpening. You're sensing people's intentions faster. You're seeing the truth about people you once trusted. You can predict outcomes before they happen. You're catching deception in seconds. That's the mindset of someone stepping into leadership and abundance. No wealthy person, no powerful person, no influential ruler enters elevation without spiritual discernment sharpening first. You've been feeling something else too, not fear, not sadness, but a quiet detachment. You're slowly losing emotional ties to the place you're in. That's the final stage before relocation. When Moses was about to leave Egypt, he no longer felt comfortable there, even though he had lived there for years. When Abraham was told to leave his land, he couldn't explain why he suddenly felt like he didn't belong anymore. You've been feeling that same detachment, especially in the last 3 to 6 weeks. Tap that like button and leave a comment, because your engagement is pushing this message into the spiritual algorithm surrounding your life. You are aligning with the shift. There's a reason your old plans started falling apart, a reason people stopped cooperating, a reason doors you thought would open suddenly closed. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. You were being gently force-moved out of an environment too small for your promise. Every delay you experienced was actually protection. Every disappointment was a rerouting to something bigger. You've even had random moments of imagining a new home, bigger rooms, open windows, new scenery, a different energy. You've seen it in your mind. You've daydreamed about it. You've pictured yourself walking around a space you've never physically stepped into. That is not fantasy. That is spiritual déjà vu. Your spirit has already visited the place your body is about to enter. And listen closely, some of you have been feeling strange winds in your home, breezes passing through rooms even when windows are closed. That's not supernatural fear, it's movement. Angels are rearranging your atmosphere. Anytime a major elevation happens, the air changes. Your body senses it before your eyes see it. Your finances have been shaking too. Money has been behaving strangely, some days flowing easily, other days disappearing in unexpected expenses. That's a sign of economic transition. Before someone enters a season of abundance, the old financial system in their life collapses to make room for the new one. Even celebrities talk about this. Before Steve Harvey hit success, every bill hit him at once, everything broke, everything went wrong. He almost gave up. And right after that storm, everything shifted. You're in that same pre-breakthrough storm. But the most powerful sign of all is this. Strangers have been showing you unexpected favor. People you don't know well have been helping you more than people you've known for years. That's divine orchestration. Anytime God relocates a person, he uses strangers, not familiar faces. The Bible proves it. Joseph was taken into the palace by strangers, not his own brothers. Destiny is always carried by unfamiliar hands. And you may not realize it, but your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. Someone is thinking about you. Someone is planning something that includes you. Someone is recommending you without telling you. This is how opportunities move silently before they appear publicly. Before David became king, the prophet Samuel was already speaking his name. Before Esther became queen, her story was being discussed behind palace walls. Your life right now is sitting in that same invisible negotiation. And what's coming next will explain everything. The restlessness, the tiredness, the separation, the unexpected endings, the sudden clarity, the strange dreams you've been having, dreams of water, dreams of new rooms, dreams of climbing stairs, dreams of wide open spaces, dreams of packing, dreams of leaving, dreams of expansion. You're not imagining it, you're not overthinking it, you're not desperate. You are being prepared. Because something enormous, something you haven't even dared to say out loud, something that would make even your enemies silent, is about to break open right in front of you. And the moment you understand what that something truly is, everything in your life will begin to make sense in ways you never expected. Before you go any further, hit the like button right now and type, "I receive," in the comments, because everything that is about to be revealed in this message activates in your life through agreement. Your engagement isn't just supporting the channel, it's signaling to the universe that you're ready for what has been moving toward you. Every time you type, every time you tap, you're shifting the atmosphere around your destiny. And you're going to notice it as this unfolds, because this part of your journey has been the most misunderstood, the most painful, and the most spiritually intense season you've lived through. You have no idea how many times you came close to breaking down completely, and yet something kept holding you together. Nights when you were too tired to cry, mornings when your body felt heavy, days when you went to work or school or faced people pretending you were strong while inside everything was collapsing. None of that was weakness. It was training. And the strangest thing is, nobody around you even realized how close you were to breaking, because you learned how to carry your pain in silence. You've always been the type to fight private battles that nobody sees. Every great destiny goes through a hidden season of warfare. Even the most powerful people in history had a silent breaking point. Look at Abraham Lincoln. Before he became one of the most respected presidents, he lost elections repeatedly, faced humiliation, bankruptcy, and heartbreak. The world didn't see him at his lowest. They only celebrated him at his highest. You've been living in that invisible chapter, the chapter that will one day make people say, "I had no idea you went through all that." There have been moments when you questioned yourself, not because you were lost, but because everything in your life started shaking at the same time. Friends distancing themselves, family arguing more, opportunities falling apart right when you needed them, people you trusted suddenly revealing their real faces. It felt like betrayal mixed with disappointment, and you kept wondering why everyone seemed to change at once. But the truth is, people didn't change. You changed first, and they reacted to it. When a person is chosen for elevation, their spirit evolves before their environment does. Your growth threatened the comfort zones of the people around you. That's why they became uncomfortable, distant, or even hostile. You started glowing in ways you didn't recognize. Even when you spoke less, your energy became louder. That's what made certain people withdraw. You didn't offend them, your evolution exposed their stagnation. Tap the like button again, because that small action helps push this message deeper into the parts of your life that need clarity. Algorithms respond to engagement just like destiny responds to agreement. You've also been experiencing a strange pattern, doors closing right before something good was supposed to happen, connections falling apart at the last minute, promises that never manifested, people who said, "I've got your back," disappearing the moment you needed them. At first, you blamed yourself. You thought maybe you weren't good enough, maybe you weren't smart enough, maybe you weren't deserving. But what you didn't know was that those doors were never part of your future. Sometimes rejection is divine intervention, because if certain people stayed in your life, they would have contaminated your next level. Judas had to betray Jesus, because without Judas pushing him into his destiny, the resurrection would not have unfolded. You've had your own Judas moments, people who hurt you deeply without realizing they were actually aligning you with your elevation. And just like Jesus remained silent in front of his accusers, you learned to stay quiet while people misunderstood you. You could have explained yourself, defended yourself, argued your truth, but something inside told you not to. That was spiritual discipline. Silence is a weapon the chosen learn to master. Your spirit has been preparing for a new level of authority. Another sign has been the internal battles you've been fighting, moments when you felt anxious for no reason, overwhelmed without explanation, or restless even when everything seemed calm. That wasn't anxiety, that was spiritual pressure. Whenever destiny is close, your soul senses it first, your body reacts, your emotions react, your thoughts react. You feel like something is coming, but you can't describe it. Look at David. Before he became king, he went through a season where he was running for his life, hiding in caves, separated from everything familiar. Not because he did anything wrong, but because his destiny was too large for his current location. That's why your life has felt like a battlefield. The bigger the calling, the stronger the resistance. But the resistance wasn't sent to destroy you, it was sent to reveal you. And something else has been happening that you probably ignored. Your sensitivity has increased. You feel people's energy more clearly. You sense deception instantly. You can read a room within seconds. You see people's intentions before they say a word. This isn't paranoia. This is discernment. When someone is being prepared for leadership, the ability to sense truth from lies increases first. It's why you've been quietly pulling away from certain people. You didn't cut them off out of anger. You drifted away because their spirit no longer matched your path. Engage with the channel now, because everything you touch in this moment strengthens your spiritual alignment. The words you type become declarations. The support you show becomes agreement. Another thing that has happened lately is that your endurance has been tested in unusual ways. Things that used to be easy suddenly became hard. Small tasks felt heavy. Your motivation dropped. Your strength felt drained. And you wondered, why am I struggling with things I never struggled with before? It's because you were carrying weight that didn't belong to you. You've been doing emotional labor for people who refuse to grow. You've been absorbing energies that were never yours. You've been pouring into others while nobody poured into you. But there's a deeper truth behind your exhaustion. Before a major elevation, the universe forces you to release every dead weight. You cannot carry old burdens into a new season. It's the same reason marathon runners slow down before their final sprint, not because they are weak, but because they are gathering strength for the breakthrough moment. Your soul has been gathering strength. And look at the pattern. The people who betrayed you never truly won. The people who walked away still watch you. The people who lied about you are still talking about you. The people who expected you to fail are confused that you're still standing. That's because you're protected in ways they'll never understand. You survived storms that would have destroyed others. You carried responsibilities that weren't meant for someone your age. You held families together. You carried secrets. You endured losses. You walked through trauma with no guide. And yet you're still here, stronger, wiser, sharper, and more spiritually awakened. Look at the story of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Before he became the highest-paid actor, he had only $7 left in his pocket. $7. Everything in his life had collapsed, but that collapse became the foundation of his empire. You've had your $7 moment, a moment where everything was stripped away so that your new identity could be built properly. Another sign you've been overlooking is the sudden craving for isolation. You're not antisocial. You're not distant. Your spirit simply needed silence to hear your next instructions. Before God elevates someone, he pulls them away from noise. Moses went into the mountain. Jesus went into the wilderness. Great destinies are shaped in solitude. And something even deeper has been happening. You've been letting go of childhood wounds without realizing it. Old memories resurfaced. Old pain came back. Old emotions reopened, not to hurt you, but to free you. Wounds must rise to the surface before they can heal. Every tear you shed lately was not a breakdown, it was a detox of your past. This is why you feel lighter now, even if life is still complicated. A part of you has been healing quietly, preparing for expansion. Tap the like button and leave a comment, because this message is aligning you even more. Your engagement becomes a supernatural agreement. There is something you should know. You haven't been losing people. You've been losing illusions. You've been losing the versions of them you created in your mind. You finally saw them for who they truly are, not who you hoped they would be. And though it hurt, it freed you. Look at Joseph again. His own brothers betrayed him, sold him, lied on him, tried to erase him. But all of that betrayal positioned him exactly where he needed to be. What hurt him ended up helping him. You've had moments where people's cruelty accidentally pushed you into your purpose. Every setback became a setup. Every loss became a lesson. Every heartbreak became redirection. Everything you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place. You don't realize it yet, but you've already stepped into the doorway of a new season. And this door opens to something so unexpected, so powerful, so perfectly aligned with your destiny, that once you see it, you'll understand why the past few years had to unfold exactly the way they did. Because what's waiting for you, what has been prepared for you, what is silently moving toward you even now, will explain every sleepless night, every silent tear, every betrayal, every delay, every confusion, and every moment you almost gave up. Tap the like button right now and type, "I receive it," in the comments, because this moment is different from every other moment in your life. Your engagement right now is not random. your spirit was guided here. Something has been hovering around you, something that has been waiting for the right time to reveal itself, and as soon as you interact with this message, you open the door for it to meet you. Every single tap, every comment, every share becomes a spiritual agreement that releases what has been held back from you for years. You can feel it already, can't you? That strange awareness that something big is on the horizon. It's been following you like a shadow, a heavy but familiar feeling that you can't shake off. You don't know whether to be excited or afraid, but you know deep down you are standing at the edge of something life-altering. And the reason it feels so intense is because you've entered the moment where heaven and destiny have finally decided to meet. There's been a shift around you that you can't explain. People keep looking at you differently, like they know something about you that you don't fully understand yet. Opportunities have been circling you, showing up in strange patterns, unexpected calls, random messages, sudden breakthroughs, unusual coincidences. Nothing is accidental. This is the phase of divine orchestration, where things come together without your effort, where the universe aligns things behind your back. You felt it in your body too. Your energy has changed. Your appetite, your sleep, your rhythm, your inner voice, everything has been adjusting. When a major elevation is near, the body starts preparing because the spirit already knows what's coming. Even prophets in the Bible would feel physically different before a divine encounter. Daniel described a heaviness before his visions. Samuel felt a stirring in the night before he heard his name called. You've been waking up randomly, feeling restless, packing, unable to stay still. That is alignment awakening inside you. Tap the like button again to deepen this alignment. As strange as it sounds, your digital engagement becomes a manifestation tool. It strengthens your agreement with what is being released into your life through this message. Something else has been happening that others don't know about. You've been seeing signs, repeating numbers, unusual dreams, familiar scents appearing out of nowhere, sudden chills, déjà vu moments, random memories from years ago resurfacing. These are markers of spiritual movement. Before a major shift, heaven sends signals to the chosen so they're not caught off guard. Think about Saul before he became Paul. He kept getting signs, conviction, discomfort, unexplained moments leading up to his transformation. Think about David before becoming king. Signs followed him everywhere: favor, victories, invitations, even unexpected enemies. Think about Esther. Before she touched the throne, she started experiencing divine coincidences that led her to the palace. You're experiencing the same pattern. And at first, you didn't want to believe it. You thought maybe you were imagining things. But then the signs kept increasing, clustering, repeating, so many that you couldn't ignore them anymore. That's because you are entering a season where what was spiritual is about to become physical. Your blessing, your elevation, your breakthrough, your transition, it's on the verge of stepping out of the unseen and into your hands. There's a reason your relationships started shifting recently. Some people who were once close suddenly feel distant. Conversations feel different. The energy between you and certain individuals feels off. You might think something is wrong with you, but nothing is wrong. Presence is shifting. Positions are changing. The same way people couldn't stay around Jesus when his time came, certain individuals cannot stay around you in this moment. They are not spiritually calibrated to handle where you're heading. And that's why the universe has been removing them without your permission. Some of them drifted away. Some betrayed you. Some misunderstood you. Some blamed you for things you didn't do. Some attacked you out of insecurity. And you kept trying to figure out why everything felt so emotionally dramatic lately. It's because elevation exposes real loyalty. Read that again. Elevation exposes real loyalty. And you've been discovering who's truly for you. Tap like right now to seal this clarity. The moment you accept this truth, the weight on your spirit begins to lighten. You've also been noticing something unusual, people from your past resurfacing. People who haven't spoken to you in months or even years suddenly want to reconnect. Some want closure, some want access, some want forgiveness, some just want to see if they can still reach you, but not all of them return with good intentions. Some return because they can sense you are rising. They can feel the shift even if they don't know what it is. Spiritual elevation creates a magnetic pull. and you are becoming impossible to ignore. Even celebrities talk about this phenomenon. Before Jennifer Hudson stepped into her global success, people from her past suddenly came back. Before Michael B. Jordan became internationally known, people who once overlooked him started reaching out. Before Viola Davis became a household name, people who treated her poorly suddenly wanted to reconnect. Elevation exposes both enemies and admirers. And you've reached that prophetic intersection. There's a reason opportunities that never existed before are now appearing. You've been receiving intuitive ideas, random thoughts that feel like they come out of nowhere, sudden inspiration, strategic visions. These are spiritual downloads. The universe only gives ideas that match your next level. That's why your mind has been thinking bigger lately, bigger dreams, bigger plans, bigger visions. Your old goals don't excite you anymore because they were never meant to hold your future. You've also noticed time moving strangely. Days feel shorter, weeks feel faster, hours pass differently. That is a sign of acceleration. When someone's destiny picks up speed, their perception of time shifts. It's the same reason some people go from unknown to globally recognized almost overnight. Before their breakthrough, time behaved differently for them. You're in that acceleration moment. Tap the like button because your agreement pulls that acceleration even closer into your life. Something else has been happening that you haven't fully understood. You've been feeling watched, not in a paranoid way, but in a spiritual way. As if something is observing you, protecting you, guiding you, preparing you. That's because destiny helpers, angels, ancestors, guides, divine forces have gathered around you. Before a major transfer takes place, heaven assigns protection. This is why attacks against you have failed. This is why plans to hurt you collapsed. This is why rumors didn't stick. This is why traps didn't work. This is why people who tried to destroy your name ended up exposing their own character instead. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You were divinely shielded. And as your elevation draws closer, that protection has intensified. Look at Moses. Before he stepped into leadership, he was protected as a baby floating in a river. Look at Samuel. Before he became a prophet, he slept in a place where heaven spoke directly. Look at Joseph. Before ruling Egypt, he was preserved through betrayal, slavery, and prison. Look at Nelson Mandela. Before becoming a global icon, he was protected through years of isolation. The chosen are always protected before they are elevated. And you are one of the chosen. You've also noticed something else, a sudden craving for peace. Loud places feel uncomfortable. Crowded environments feel draining. You've been avoiding unnecessary arguments, refusing drama, pulling away from negativity, not because you're weak, but because your spirit is preparing for clarity. Before a major blessing arrives, life goes quiet. Before a major anointing, noise fades. Before a major transition, the soul becomes still. This stillness is not emptiness, it's preparation. Tap the like button because your preparation is being strengthened right now. And here's something that will hit your spirit. You haven't been dreaming randomly. Your dreams have been prophetic. Those dreams of walking into unfamiliar houses, those dreams of climbing stairs, those dreams of open fields and bright skies, those dreams of being elevated in front of crowds. They're not imagination. They're glimpses of what's coming. Dreams become previews before destiny becomes reality. You've had nights where you woke up with your heart racing, not from fear, but from knowing something powerful visited you. Some dreams felt so real you could still smell the air or feel the texture of the environment. That's because your spirit is rehearsing for your next level. Even people in ancient times experienced this. Kings were warned in dreams, prophets were instructed in dreams, warriors were strengthened in dreams. This is your spiritual movie before the real scene begins. And the strangest part is how life has been rearranging itself without your effort. People who were obstacles are suddenly out of the way. Situations that would have drained you are dissolving. This is what happens when heaven steps in. But the most powerful sign of all, the one you didn't expect, the one that has been quietly gaining momentum, is the internal transformation. You're not reacting the same way. You're not triggered by the same things. You're not afraid of what used to scare you. You've begun seeing yourself differently, walking differently, thinking differently. Your identity has been shifting behind the scenes. You no longer feel like the old version of yourself, even if you can't fully explain what the new version is yet. This is the final stage before destiny manifests. Tap like once more to seal this shift into your reality. Because the moment that's coming next, the revelation that has been building in the background, the breakthrough that has been searching for you, the divine transfer that has your name written on it, is closer than anything you've ever felt before.